Welcome back to our channel, wonderful General Hospital fans. Today is a beautiful, bright day, and we are absolutely thrilled to share the latest pulse-pounding updates from Port Charles with all of you. Sit back, relax, and let us dive straight into the heart-stopping drama that awaits us. I have been watching General Hospital for decades. And let me tell you, the upcoming week of June 29th through July 3rd feels like a masterclass in suspense and emotional devastation. Port Charles is bracing for a series of jailbreak conspiracies, chaotic upheavals at the police department, and disastrous news for our local schemers. When you have watched these families evolve over the years as I have, you start to see the threads of fate pulling them toward inevitable disaster. The sheer intensity of the upcoming episodes is palpable, and I find myself on the edge of my seat wondering how our beloved characters will survive the impending storm. Let us begin with the absolute shocker involving Willow Kane and Drew Kane. The spoilers indicate that Willow is going to be completely blindsided by severe accusations from Drew. When the newly arrived, highly suspicious Officer Joe Fitzpatrick questions the former congressman about Willow's potential involvement in Jordan Ashford's hit-and-run accident, Drew does not hesitate to point the finger squarely at her. Why would Drew make such a calculated move? If we look back at the recent timeline, we know Willow drugged Drew to simulate stroke symptoms, leaving him trapped in his own body while desperately trying to blink an SOS signal. Drew is fighting back with the only weapon he has left, information and manipulation. I cannot help but feel a surge of adrenaline seeing Drew turn the tables. Is his accusation entirely truthful regarding the accident? No, but it is a brilliant tactical strike against a woman who has compromised her angelic facade and pushed him to the brink of death. Naturally, Willow will vehemently deny being anywhere near Route 91 at the time of Jordan's tragic accident. However, there is a massive complication waiting to spring its jaws on her. We must remember that Willow is currently being cornered by dangerous forces, including Jack Brennan, who knows she drugged him. But the real trap is coming from an entirely different direction. Brooklyn Quartermain, drowning in her own crushing guilt over actually being the one who hit Jordan, has orchestrated a masterstroke of deception. Brooklyn has enlisted the help of Sonny Corinthos' surveillance expert, Brick, to Dr. Willow's GPS data. How far will a desperate mother go to protect her future? Brooklyn is showing us that the legendary Quartermain cunning runs deep in her veins, and she is willing to sacrifice Willow to save herself. The involvement of Brick in this scenario is a fascinating twist. Brick has agreed to tamper with the navigation system data, effectively placing Willow at the scene of the crime and validating Drew's vengeful accusations. When the authorities look at that GPS data, Willow is going to look like a desperate liar. I find myself marveling at the sheer audacity of this plan. Brooklyn might feel a fleeting sense of victory, a temporary release from the suffocating pressure of Tracy's demands for silence and the looming threat of losing the closed adoption of baby Phoebe. But is this victory sustainable? Can a foundation built on such a monumental lie ever hold up under the scrutiny of the Port Charles Police Department? I suspect Brooklyn is severely underestimating the domino effect of her actions, especially when it comes to the man she loves. Brooklyn should have anticipated that Harrison Chase, the fiercely loyal detective, and her husband would not simply abandon Willow at the first sign of trouble. Instead of turning his back on his former lover, Chase is going to fiercely defend Willow. I remember the days of their forbidden affair, the deep emotional bond they shared, and it is clear that those feelings, or at least a profound sense of protective duty, still linger. Chase's instinct as a detective and a protector will kick into overdrive. He will likely make it his personal mission to clear Willow's name. Does Brooklyn truly believe she can outsmart her own detective husband? By framing Willow, Brooklyn has inadvertently set Chase on a collision course with the truth. As Chase digs deeper into the doctored GPS and the timeline of the accident, he is bound to uncover the breadcrumbs that lead directly back to his own wife. The countdown has officially begun for the catastrophic collapse of Brooklyn and Chase's marriage. Michael Corinthos has already been plotting in the shadows to expose Brooklyn to push Chase and Willow back together, and now Brooklyn has handed them the perfect catalyst. I feel a profound sense of sorrow for Brooklyn, yet I must admit her choices are reckless. She is terrified of Ethan Lovett's paternity claims and the fragile state of Phoebe's closed adoption, but framing an innocent woman for a crime she committed is a line that, once crossed, changes a character forever. When Chase inevitably discovers that the woman he loves not only committed a hit and run, but framed someone he cares about to cover it up, the betrayal will be absolute. The emotional fallout will be nothing short of nuclear, and I am bracing myself for the heartbreaking scenes that are sure to follow. Shifting our focus to the younger generation, Trina Robinson is showing a level of maturity and resilience that I deeply admire. Amidst the chaotic tempest of her family life, Trina is staying true to her promise to focus on her own future. We all know that Curtis Ashford is facing a brutal trial with no plea deal for his violent assault on Isaiah Gannon. And Portia's baby shower recently erupted into a battlefield with Jordan. But Trina is choosing a different path. Is she ignoring her family's pain? No, she is simply refusing to let their destructive choices derail her own hard-earned opportunities. This is Trina's time to shine, and she is fiercely protecting her peace. Trina is pouring all of her energy into an upcoming musical showcase alongside Giovanni Palmieri. They are preparing to perform for some highly influential music executives, a project that could blow the doors wide open for both of their careers. I love seeing this creative synergy between Trina and Gio. Gio has been seeking guidance and a listening ear from legacy characters like Emma, Scorpio, Drake, but his true salvation lies in his music. However, this connection is a double-edged sword. How will Gio's rising star be affected when his mentor, Brooke Lynn, is exposed as a criminal and a fraud? The entire scheme against Willow is going to ricochet and create a massive obstacle for Gio, threatening to taint the very showcase he and Trina are working so hard to perfect. Now, let us turn to the terrifying situation involving Britt Westbourne and the ruthless WSB operative Ross Cullum. The spoilers confirm that Britt will survive her harrowing ordeal, and I could not be more relieved. Britt has been on the run, fiercely protecting young Rocco Falconeri, and her maternal instincts have been nothing short of heroic. Cullum has been hunting them with all the resources of the WSB, intending to force Liesl Obrecht to finish Britt's abandoned cold fusion project. Knowing that Britt survives this nightmare gives me hope, but survival in Port Charles always comes with a heavy price. Will this experience harden her, or will it forge a new, unbreakable bond with Rocco? I believe we are witnessing the evolution of Britt from a complicated schemer into a true, selfless protector. The danger at Windermere is far from over, especially with Danny Morgan and Charlotte Cassadine in the mix. These two legacy children have inherited the reckless, adventurous spirits of their respective families. The spoilers reveal that they are planning their own dangerous move against Ross Cullum. I have to ask, what are these teenagers thinking? Taking on a hardened, sadistic WSB criminal is practically a death sentence. Yet I cannot help but smile at their bravery. Danny and Charlotte survived their initial misguided break-in, but this new plot against Cullum will test their limits. Will their youthful courage be enough to outsmart a seasoned killer, or will they find themselves in even deeper peril? The situation on Spoon Island is about to reach a boiling point as Carly Spencer and Lucas Jones take drastic, personal action. Carly has always been fiercely maternal, a lioness willing to burn the world down to save her cubs. Despite the stern warnings from the fugitive Valentine Cassadine, Carly is storming the gates of Windermere to rescue her daughter, Jocelyn. Lucas, who has already been engaging in high-stakes espionage against Jen Sidwell, is right by her side. Jocelyn is suffering a profound psychological breakdown, echoing the tragic historical torment of Anna Devane at the hands of the WSB. Carly and Lucas are going to do whatever it takes to break Jocelyn out, and I am fully expecting a chaotic, heart-stopping infiltration filled with near misses and terrifying confrontations. What truly fascinates me about this rescue mission is Jocelyn's role in her own liberation. Jocelyn is not going to be a passive damsel in distress. The spoilers indicate that things will inevitably go wrong during the escape, but Jocelyn will seize her opportunity for freedom. In a stunning display of inherited fiery spirit, Jocelyn is going to play a crucial part in brutally taking down Ross Cullum. She is not just escaping, she is ensuring that Cullum does not get away with the highly coveted cold fusion research. I can clearly see the parallels between Jocelyn and her mother in this moment. The trauma she has endured has not broken her. It has ignited a lethal determination. How satisfying will it be to watch Jocelyn turn the tables on her sadistic captor? It will be a triumphant, defining moment for her character. Finally, we must address the imposter walking among them. Cassius Faison, masquerading as the beloved Nathan West. Cassius has been operating freely, manipulating Nina and devastating Liesel with his true identity. But the walls are finally closing in. Cassius realizes that he needs to escape Port Charles immediately before his web of lies completely suffocates him. However, his exit strategy is complicated by an unexpected emotional vulnerability. Despite the immense danger, Cassius is willing to risk absolutely everything to secure a final goodbye with young James West. Why would a cold, calculating manipulator take such a massive risk? This final, desperate act adds a layer of tragic complexity to Cassius. Will he succeed in his emotional farewell, or will this one moment of sentimentality be the very thing that leads to his ultimate downfall? As I reflect on all these intersecting storylines, I am struck by the sheer brilliance of the current narrative. The writers are masterfully weaving together the legacy of the past with the desperate actions of the present. From Brooke Lynn's tragic deception to Carly's fierce maternal rescue, every character is being pushed to their absolute limits. I, for one, cannot wait to see how every single second of this drama unfolds. The upcoming weeks of General Hospital promise to be unforgettable, cementing its place as the greatest daytime drama of our time.